Organizing your home, organizing your life. Stop living in chaos and start changing. Throughout my journey as a homemaker, I learned that arranging your physical space directly reflects the state of your inner world. I'm not here to offer ready-made recipes or magic formulas. Today, I want to share with you the 7 commandments for loving yourself by organizing your home, inspired by the teachings of Kenji Yokoi, but seasoned with my personal experience, my discoveries, and above all, the conviction that every well-cared-for corner can transform our existence. Commandment 1. Know your inner space to organize your home. I always say that your home is a mirror of your soul. When I reached middle age, I realized that it wasn't enough to simply tidy up the mess on the floor. I needed to dive deep into my being and understand the true roots of my behavior regarding organization. For years, I faced the anxiety hidden behind every out-of-place object. It was only when I began to take care of myself, acknowledging my vulnerabilities and embracing every imperfection, that I was able to transform my environment. Organizing your home is not simply about putting papers in order or folding clothes. It is an internal journey that reflects our respect and self-love. Just as an artist prepares her canvas before painting, I learned to prepare my mind to accept that every corner, every object, tells a story. If we allow disorder to settle in, we let feelings of helplessness and undervaluation take root. It was through this process that I discovered that, in order to love myself, I needed to care for my space with the same tenderness and high standards with which I nurtured my most intimate relationships. Today, when I enter each room, I feel an almost sacred connection with the environment. Every book on the shelf, every piece of clothing carefully folded, speaks of a moment in my life. By recognizing the importance of organizing my space, I learned that taking care of your surroundings is an act of self-love and respect for life. It is not just about aesthetics or functionality, but about a ritual that reconnects us with our essence. Commandment 2. Let go of the excess to embrace the essence. For many years, I lived as if every object had an inestimable value, regardless of its real utility. The clutter was the materialization of my fears and insecurities, and each accumulated item seemed to tell me that I needed to hold on to the past to have some proof of who I once was. But the truth is, by clinging too much to what had already passed, I was denying myself the opportunity to fully live the present. That's when I decided to face the challenge of detachment. It isn't about throwing things away or discarding them indifferently, but about recognizing what truly adds value to my life. Over time, I learned to differentiate what was essential from what was superfluous. This process required courage. I had to let go of objects laden with memories that, as important as they had once been, no longer served my growth. By creating space in my home, I also made room in my heart. I felt a lightness I had never experienced, as if each item eliminated also removed an emotional weight. I discovered that detachment is one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. By releasing what no longer serves us, we pave the way for new opportunities, new stories, and above all, a more authentic and profound self-love. Commandment 3. Create rhythms and rituals that energize your day. Modern life, with its demands and deadlines, often pushes us into a state of constant urgency. Amidst this whirlwind, organizing the home might seem like a mundane task, but I learned that it can transform into a powerful ritual of self-care. When I start my day, I dedicate a few minutes to adjusting the little details. I open the windows, let the light in, reorganize the breakfast table, and choose a song that soothes my mind. These simple moments have become true rituals for preparing for the day ahead. It's not about following a rigid routine, but about creating your own rhythm, a pace that resonates with your essence. By valuing these small rituals, I recognize that every detail is a celebration of life. And incredibly, I realized that an organized home provides me with renewed energy, a sense of peace that spills over into every area of my existence. Creating these daily rituals made me understand that, just as our bodies need exercise and rest, our souls also require moments of care and attention. Each ritual is a reminder that life can be harmonious, even amid chaos. It is in this rhythm that we find our own dance, where every movement brings us a little closer to ourselves. Commandment 4. Value the process, not just the result. When I began organizing my home, I often pressured myself to see immediate results. I wanted everything to be perfect, without flaws, without disorder. However, I learned that beauty lies in the process, in the journey of transformation that unfolds day by day. This discovery was liberating. I realized that there is no perfection, only constant learning and growth. Every tidying, every reorganization, is an opportunity to look inward and ask, what can I learn from this? What does this space say about me? By valuing the process, I let go of the pressure to achieve an ideal state and began to celebrate every small achievement. I realized that when I allow myself to appreciate each step of the transformation, my home becomes a sincere reflection of my own journey of self-discovery and acceptance. This change in perspective helped me to be kinder to myself. I learned that stumbles are not failures but an essential part of the path to maturity. By accepting imperfection, I created an environment where mistakes are not synonymous with defeat, but an invitation to experiment, innovate, and grow. And this understanding made me realize that when we love ourselves, we are capable of turning every challenge into an opportunity for evolution. Commandment 5. Connect every space to an inspiring story. Over the years, I accumulated stories in every corner of my home. Each room holds memories, feelings, and lessons that, when organized with intention, can become an inexhaustible source of inspiration. When I decided to revisit each space, I began to see my home as an open book, with every page telling a chapter of my life. Connecting space to a personal story means, first and foremost, recognizing that we are beings in constant transformation. Instead of viewing organization as a mechanical task, I started seeing every object, every piece of furniture, as part of a rich, multifaceted narrative. I remember afternoons when, while reorganizing the bookshelf, I relived moments of joy, challenges, and triumphs. Each book placed in its proper spot was as if I were writing a new page of my own story. This approach transformed the way I viewed tidying up, no longer as a burden, but as an act of creation. By giving meaning to every space, I was able to build an environment that encouraged me to be the best version of myself. And by sharing this experience with friends and neighbors, I realized that many people also found in their homes the opportunity to recover stories and cherish the present. This genuine connection with your space is, to me, one of the greatest acts of self-love and affirmation of our identity. Commandment 6. Be the curator of your own well-being. Organizing the home ceased to be just an aesthetic issue and transformed into an act of healing and self-care. Throughout my life, I learned that every object and every organized space carries an energy that can directly influence our well-being. When I become the curator of my home, I am, in fact, taking responsibility for caring for myself as a whole. This responsibility led me to establish priorities that had often been neglected. I started dedicating moments to meditate, read, and simply appreciate the beauty of everyday life. As I tidied every corner, I realized that I was simultaneously tidying up the darkest corners of my soul. Every small gesture, however minor it might seem, became a symbol of my commitment to my own happiness. Today, I understand that the home is an extension of who I am. When I devote myself to organizing it with love and attention, I am cultivating an environment that nourishes, inspires, and challenges me to be better every day. This curation requires the courage to face what is hidden, but also the generosity to embrace every part of myself, even those I might prefer to ignore. By assuming this role, I discovered that true well-being is not about seeking perfection, but about finding harmony in imperfection, valuing the process of becoming the best version of yourself. Commandment 7. Embrace transformation with love and urgency. Finally, the last commandment I share with you is to embrace transformation with love and urgency. Life is fleeting and, as much as we desire stability, change is the only constant. I learned that by falling in love with the process of organizing the home, we also fall in love with our own evolution. Every small transformation becomes a celebration of who we are and who we can become. Many times, I postponed important changes out of fear of the unknown. I stayed in the comfort of routine, even when I knew that something better was waiting to be discovered. But over time, I learned that the urgency to change should not be seen as pressure, but as an invitation to reinvent yourself. When we embrace transformation with love, we make room for new possibilities, new perspectives, and above all, a reunion with our essence. I have experienced moments of profound change myself. There were days when the mere idea of reorganizing the kitchen or bedroom filled me with anxiety, but there were also days when every new arrangement filled me with hope. In time, I learned to recognize that every decision to change, no matter how small, contributed to a larger picture. The picture of a life lived with authenticity, courage, and passion. Today, when I look back, I see that every choice was a necessary step toward my own liberation. Final reflections, an invitation to self-transformation. I know that, often, our routines make us forget to take care of what truly matters, ourselves. Organizing the home has become, for me, a revolutionary act of self-love. It's not about following trends or seeking others' approval, but about finding in the order of your surroundings the inspiration to arrange your feelings, your thoughts, and ultimately, your own destiny. Each commandment I have shared here is not a rigid rule to be followed to the letter, but an invitation to look inward and discover our own capacity for transformation. If there is one thing I learned over the years, it is that true change begins when we decide to put ourselves first. By taking care of our space, we take care of ourselves, and that care reflects in every gesture, every smile, and every small victory of daily life. Throughout my journey, I discovered that a home can be much more than just a place to sleep or store belongings. It can be a sanctuary, a sacred space where self-love flourishes and true essence is revealed. I invite you, listening to these words now, to experience this transformation. Don't wait for perfection to knock on your door. Create your own version of perfection, one that makes you feel alive, whole, and happy. And if, by any chance, the journey seems difficult, remember, every object placed in its proper spot, every small gesture of care for your surroundings, is a declaration that you deserve to be loved, especially by yourself. Organization is not just a household chore, but a philosophy of life that teaches us to value what is truly important. By transforming your home, you transform your soul, and by transforming your soul, you transform the world around you. Today, I can affirm with the conviction of a life full of learning, loving yourself is the first step toward a full and harmonious existence. Every day, as I reorganize my home, I feel that I am, in some way, rebuilding my very being, giving voice to the feelings that were once stifled in the chaos of everyday life. It's as if, with every carefully placed object, I were writing a new chapter of my story. A story of courage, overcoming obstacles, and above all, love. Perhaps you ask yourself, how can I also find that strength to transform my life? The answer lies in every small gesture, in every conscious decision to care for yourself. Don't wait for a grand moment or a miraculous intervention. Start now with the simplest steps. Open a window, let the light fill the space, choose a corner to reconnect with your inner self. Every action, no matter how small, has the power to trigger a transformative reaction that reverberates throughout your entire existence. I remember one morning, sitting with a cup of tea, watching the sun illuminate every corner of the living room, and I realized that this simplicity was, in fact, the essence of happiness. It was at that moment that I understood that organization does not have to be perfect or rigid. It can be gentle, fluid, and above all, full of meaning. It is the sum of small moments that, together, build the foundation of a lighter and more harmonious life. The message I want to leave for you is clear and urgent. Do not postpone caring for yourself. Transform your home into a reflection of your self-love. Let every reorganized space be a reminder that you are worthy of being happy, of being respected, and above all, of being loved. Be courageous, dare to reinvent yourself, and allow the transformative energy of organization to illuminate every aspect of your life. I know the journey may seem challenging, but believe me, with every step you take, you are not only improving the space where you live, but above all, enhancing your very essence. Transformation begins with small gestures, and with time you will realize that true change lies in the way you relate to yourself. By taking care of your home, you are, in reality, taking care of your soul, allowing each space to tell a story of love, overcoming obstacles, and self-discovery. Today, as I finish another stage of this journey, I invite you to reflect, what does your home say about you? What stories are hidden in every corner, and how can they, together, help you build a new version of yourself? Allow yourself to live this experience of transformation unhurriedly, but with the urgency of someone who knows that every second counts. Love your home and, most importantly, love yourself, for, in the end, that is the key to a full and meaningful life. May the 7 commandments for loving yourself by organizing your home serve as a guide, a light to illuminate your path towards self-transformation. Remember, organization is a revolutionary act of self-love, a daily commitment to your happiness and to the care of your essence. Today, I have decided to completely embrace this philosophy, and I invite you to do the same. May every gesture, every small change, be a celebration of your ability to transform the world around you, starting with your home. I, who have lived through so many experiences and learned that true beauty lies in imperfection, declare: reorganize your home, reorganize your life, and above all, reorganize your self-love. Let every detail become a symbol of your courage and determination to be happy, without fear of the new, without hesitation to reinvent yourself. Every object, every space, is an opportunity to write a new story. Your story, unique and unrepeatable, that deserves to be lived with intensity and authenticity. This is the moment to look inward, to recognize that the power to transform your reality is in your hands. Your home, with all its imperfections and charms, is a reflection of your journey, the challenges you have overcome, and the victories you have achieved. May this message resonate in your heart and inspire you to take the first step toward a more organized, harmonious life filled with self-love. May every tidy corner remind you that true transformation begins when we decide to truly love ourselves. And may taking care of your space mean simultaneously taking care of your soul, allowing the light of self-transformation to illuminate every part of your being. Rise, dare to change, and feel the magic of a home that reflects your essence. A space where love, peace, and courage come together to create a scenario of infinite possibility and renewal. As I conclude this moment of reflection, I leave you a sincere invitation. Look around you, identify what can be transformed, and allow yourself to experience the unique journey of loving, caring for, and reinventing yourself. May your home be your sanctuary, a refuge where organization is not an end but a means to a fuller, happier, and more meaningful life. After all, every act of self-love reverberates in the world, and when you become the best version of yourself, you inspire everyone lucky enough to cross your path. And so, with an open heart and a soul in celebration, I invite you to transform not only your surroundings but your very existence. May every day be a new opportunity to celebrate the beauty of being you, to recognize the importance of every small gesture, and to turn your home into a true temple of self-love. Live this experience with intensity, knowing that change begins now and that your future is, above all, a promise of renewal and boundless love. I am here, sharing every piece of this journey, hoping that my words can touch your heart and inspire real and profound changes. May every commandment presented here be a beacon to guide your steps, and at the end of each day, may you look in the mirror and smile, knowing that the greatest transformation starts from within. Welcome to this revolution of self-love, where your home is the first reflection of everything you are and everything you can still become. With every new dawn, may the light of self-transformation illuminate not only the rooms of your home but also the deepest corners of your soul. May your life become an eternal celebration of self-love, courage, and the will to be happy. And may, by organizing your home, you truly be organizing an entire universe of possibilities. A universe where love for yourself is the most powerful force of all. This is my story, my journey, and today I share with you every lesson I have learned over the years. May the 7 commandments for loving yourself by organizing your home also become your commandments of love, care, and transformation. And with every new step, may you feel lighter, stronger, and above all, more passionate about the life that is yet to come.